We'll get all official for whatever that means. So again, welcome everyone. And I think I'm seeing some new names. And as we get more and more, it's a test of my memory. Oh, and I see Inez here. She's joining us spinning because some we've had, gosh, it'll be almost a couple of years here and coming soon. And hi to Julie. And if you don't mind, we'll have you turn off your webcam. I know just joining it comes on sometimes. And so, like I said, if you want to say hi and where you're from in the chat, and then again, if you're new to Zentangle or just new to us, we like to know that because it's good to know. So today, I'm so excited. So, and it was right after Waka from Sandy Vaughn, the Irish Tangler. And she's like, "What, Sandy? I think you said this will be my one and only." And then, like the next day, she's like, "Oh, here's another one." So, and it's really neat. So we thought we would showcase this one. And okay, so what I'm going to do. So here's the layout of today. And for those that have just joined, we Cherie is my mom, and so this is, it's her fault that I'm doing this. It's her fault that we're all here. Not that we're all here doing tangling, but anyway, mom is my inspiration. And she's just patiently waiting to see what we're going to do so she can decide what tile she wants to use.
The inspiration goes back and forth.
It does. It's a two-way street. And so we have everyone keep their webcams off just so that way for those on small screens. And it's also probably a little less confusing. At first doing online, it was, I agree, Alyssa, this group was 100%. Yeah, it's multi-ways. We all inspire each other. Sometimes it's because we've had some people say it's a little confusing with just mom and myself, but then if we have everyone on the screen, that makes it even worse. But at first I had everyone on the screen because I could judge the tempo of how I was doing things by, if I saw everybody's head down or up, just like if I was doing live, but kind of have that tempo down now. And so what we're going to do is I'm going to show you're giving me ideas. That's we're going to start quoting you, Mom.
Yeah.
Mom-isms. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to show you what we're going to do. I'll show you my sloppy step out, and then which I'm going to redo because as I'm doing it, then I'm like, oh yeah, I need to do this. So this is one of those. The more you do it, just any tangle, the more you do it, the more you learn and stuff. And so, and I will put the link to this so that way you at least have it. So that way, if you want to flip back or you want to have it on, another part of your screen, you can. And then I'm going to show you Sandy's actual work, which is amazing. So, so this is.
Yeah.
No way.
Explain.
Yeah, it's Saura.
How there can be an M and a D in there that you don't even pronounce.
Yeah, I was thinking that's just like, like you have a silent whatever, and I was like, I would love to that.
It's Irish. It's the Irish language. It's totally confusing, even for people who grew up in Ireland.
And so, Sandy, is Gaelic different than Irish, or is it the same?
Waiting for an answer.
It's kind of Gaelic, could be Scottish Gaelic or Irish Gaelic or Brittany Gaelic. So Gaelic is kind of the broad spread, but we call it Irish, the Irish language. So Gaelic.
Okay, well, like English, we have Southern.
You're proud. Well done.
Yeah, thank you. Well, and I appreciated I because I read too fast, and it's sow like a pig.
Saura.
Yeah, Saura versus so, because if you just see SOW, and this is just the and maybe it's just the beauty. No, I don't even want to say beauty. The melting pot of American English, where we have from so many different nationalities that, you know, it's like, well, it could mean this or it could be that. Could be pronounced this way, could be pronounced that way. But
Yeah.
sound like a female pig.
And like Dan, my husband is from England, and he was saying Samhradh. Just phonetically looking at it, you know.
So yeah, so thanks for that. Yeah, so we love it, and I have the story and stuff that I'll share in a minute. So this, I mean, it's gorgeous, and we'll share the inspiration. And thanks, Sandy, for bringing it to us. So it starts off with, you know, just a square, you know, wherever you want, and then we'll put 2 seeds on either side, and of course, all, you know, directional, all that is up to you. And then I think this is just the way I work anyway. I started doing before like I actually read what you wrote. And so, and then I'll have, well, and as I'm sharing it all, then we'll do a quick scan of that. But so what I did was, I added a step here, this step 3. So putting a big curved line going to the far end of the square, and then the other ones you're kind of orating, but we're all coming from that same point. So these big curved lines, but then I notice if you kind of slow down when you cross the line here, and then make a straight line. Oh, and that's you know, that's another. It was something I was thinking that too. Sandy, you know, yeah, because so we might want to play with this, you know, where if you want to draw the lines in the square first and then have the curve lines just meet up to it. But what I ended up doing was just doing the curve lines and then slowing down and kind of sort of going straight in the box. And she made a point of having at least 5, so that way you can play with it. And then I ended up going like way too crazy, way too many. My aura-ing was very too small on my last one where I put play, but play is play, and we can do what we want. So anyway, so then we're going to go to the opposite side, doing the same thing. It's just it's sometimes a little awkward when you're doing the opposite side. You just have to find the right way to. Right position of your tile and everything to make it comfortable. But we're repeating the same thing just on the opposite side, making that grid. And then I think this is when it dawned on me that you could put the grid first, because the last step is, I mean, we're essentially doing the same thing, but we're not going over those lines. You're just taking from the top of the seed and then meeting your line, you know, to what's already there. So I'm going to leave that up to everybody. I don't want to show that as an option. And let me copy this, and then I'll paste it in the chat. And then I'll show the blog post. I didn't want to send this blog announcement out, to, you know, because, you know, I want us'ns to be the first ones that get to see it. As far as a step out goes. Okay, let me now find. Okay, not that one. Well, this is a little bit bigger. Okay, so, oh no, that's my back. Okay, this is easier. Okay, so introducing Saura. And so here, so Sandy said, so her inspiration was the curtains in her art room. So this is a picture of the curtains in her art room. And it's just like, oh yeah, it's just like they are very, very neat. And so then she just deconstructed it. And so let me read this. So Sandy says, I found that at least 5 half-S tethered aura lines. And I like the way you put that. So no matter how small or how big your initial square is. So that is where you could, if it might be more of a comfort zone to just draw the lines in the center first. I'll have to play with that. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll do that today. And then you get at least 4 columns and rows within the square. So yeah, so that way you can kind of gauge that. But either way, it's fun. But so this is Sandy's step out, and then beautiful samples. So once you're done, and this is the other thing, because after I was finished, I'm like, oh, I don't have any room to play. So having the grid lines, you know, having those lines being a little bit farther apart allows you room to play. So like here she did some orbs or just did a, filled in. So essentially putting Knightsbridge in the middle of that one. Here's some other gorgeousness that she did. And I'll yep, absolutely. Yeah, I'm going to put a link to this. And actually, I'm going to put a link to it and then let me know if it works. Because like I said, I haven't posted it yet. So I don't have like an official link. But I'm going to put that in the chat. So that way you at least all have that. And then once it's published, I will get this out, especially after tonight's. And then everybody will be able to see. And I'm sure, Sandy, you have that on your Instagram also. And I don't know if you use the hashtag with the name on yours. Saying if you don't, that's what I put that at the bottom of the blog post, so that way everybody, do you do that?
Yeah, sorry, I do. I use the hashtag. So if you hashtag Sarah on Instagram, like I'm only on Instagram.
Okay.
And then go into the most recent on the hashtag Sarah. Go and click the most recent, and if you scroll down, you'll see anything that I've hashtagged with it. And then if you put a hashtag, if you do it, I see it when you put it up. Yahoo!
Exactly. Yeah. So I put at the bottom, if you post it, to please put that on there. I've been doing that also. Oh, it didn't come up. Okay. Oh wait, did I put it? Okay. Okay. So it's all right. Well, let me publish. And then I'll have a proper link. I was hoping that. Oh wait, let me try one other thing. Let's see if I do. Nope. Hold on. I keep clicking the same thing, and copy link address. Let's see if this works. Yeah, it's not. Once you get the hang of it, oh no, it's going to do the same thing. Okay, all right. Hold on a second for that. For that other. Oh, and then and Saura means summer or summertime is what you said. That was the other thing that I missed. And then Sandy also talked about. I think I put that on there also. Yeah, at the top. Yeah, it means summer or summertime, and Sandy's 7-year-old granddaughter is named Summer, and this is dedicated to her. So I think that is so cool. All right, let me. Okay. Well, if you're subscribed to my blog, then you'll get this. But at least there we go. Okay, let me copy. Try this again, and then this one should work. Okay. All right. So Mom has decided. Well, since I have this Zendala out, I guess I have decided.
I just did this because you had that. So.
Oh, okay.
We can switch.
No. It's okay. It was the first tile that I just had handy, and I'm like, I wanted to make sure my camera was working. Okay, so now, and even looking back, so you don't have to, like, even on the curtain sample, you don't have to just do one. You could do multiples. But I'm going to start at least with a box in the center, and I'm just debating, like, how big, how small do I want to do this? I never hit the center, but that's okay. And I'm thinking too, and I didn't look back, or even in a grid format, Sandy says, and I'm going to also guess it doesn't have to all go in a straight line either. So, so that works really well. Okay, so we're starting with a box somewhere, and then, pick a point, and we're going to do a seed. And I'm You know, and actually that was something, Sandy, real quick, did you play with the size of the seeds at all? Because I was like, oh, should I make it the same size as the box, or did you find that mattered?
Or you can make them, sorry, you can make them longer, you can make them fatter, you know, it's up to yourself.
It doesn't really matter. We like that. We like when it doesn't really matter. That works well. Okay, thanks, Sandy. All right, so, and you know what? I think I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna try it this way, just because. So let's see. I'm gonna, if I divide my, for purposes of the recording, I'm going outside of my step out, and Sandy step out, and I'm gonna put lines in the box first. So I'm just going to try it this way. So I divided it in half, and then in half again. And I hope this isn't throwing too many people off from the step out, but this might be a good way. And yeah, oh, it said you've even done it in a circle. Okay, and so if you decide to do it this way, if not, then we'll say either way, the next step would be still the same. So coming from the point, of one of the two seeds that just a place to start, and we'll do a curved line to the outer edge of the box. And part of me likes this, but everybody works differently, and I like having options for everybody. Okay, then the next one, you see, coming from the same point, and then kind of keeping where you're landing in your sights as you're drawing it. At least that's what I have to do. And so we're always coming from that same point, and we are just meeting those grid lines. I think I'm kind of liking this better. And then we'll flip the side, flip and go the other way. And I am thinking that it's easier or better to go from the top to the box versus the box to the top of the seed. I had that thought. I'm not liking this. Okay, I flipped it all the way around to go the same direction. That's really silly. I guess I needed to confirm with myself that I need to. It's like, nope, that's not going to feel right. Nope, this could feel. Nah. I don't know why, but this way feels the best. Let's see.
Heather.
Yeah.
Try going from the grid lines down to the point. That's what's been feeling easier for me lately.
Was it? Okay.
Pushing it towards you. Pulling it towards you,
Yeah. Because I'm thinking, I don't know if that's going to feel right.
Easier for me anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, thanks for that. And then too, I started going on the outside, but that was also before we came up with putting the grid lines in the box first. Because I was like, oh, well, let me go from the outside and then work my way in. And I suppose you could kind of go either way, and then ending on, the edge of the box. And I always share all of these different ideas just because everybody works differently. I had somebody email talking about something in being too rigid. And I'm like, what? We're all different. Some people like to follow rigid rules like I do. And some people, no, they don't. Yeah. And it's almost, let's see. Well, no, I'm feeling like I need to have the structure of the outside personally, and then I can bring the insides in. And yeah, you're right, Sandy. I am kind of liking, at least on the one side, because it was just uncomfortable on the other side. On this way, I'm pulling my pen towards me, and then this way, it's the same thing. So isn't that neat? Oh, and now I'm looking at what Mom is doing. And so then
I don't know what I'm doing. So
and then it's just playtime.
I'm playing.
Well, and here's what's interesting is so Or let me flip back because I just want to see. Oh, okay. So, I was thinking I could do, and let's see. I don't know. That's going to look neat. I was thinking two ways. One, I was thinking I could just put a box here, which I think would work because these things aren't going to collide. But in the drapery, it was 2 seeds, so it was this pattern and then replicated. But I'm gonna try just by putting another box here, which would end up being a diamond at this point because I didn't do it first. Sometimes my diamonds don't. It's so silly. Sometimes my diamonds don't turn out right. But if I do a box, it's okay. Yeah, and so now we just have essentially playtime, and I like that, Mom. That's a neat idea. And then we can decorate the insides.
And what I did when I did my, you do your first curve line.
Yeah.
And then I divided it in the middle. Then my next curve line hit the middle and went across. And then I divided both of those halves. Curve,
okay.
straight.
Okay.
Curve, straight. And then when I came around this way, I did the same thing.
Yeah.
But I only did like 3 lines in the middle.
Yeah.
Where some of Sandy's, she did a lot of them, which beautiful,
Right. Yeah.
I'm playing it safe right
now. Well, that's what, and so pulling this in front of, well, if I can get it in front of there, that's what I did here because I was just doing it. I was just bringing the lines over and coming down, and so, but I was aiming to aura the box. So I wasn't even thinking about the number of lines on the inside. I was just like, oh, let's just keep going until it's all filled in because I started on the outside and came in. And it's one of those, it's not bad. It's just, depends on what you want to do. If you want to decorate it, then that just makes for interesting decorating if you have too many lines in there. But I think, too, the option of doing it that way, or no, I should take that back. The option of doing it this way is for those of us that kind of get freaked out when there's when there's not a lot of structure. But if you don't like the structure, then you could do it the other way and just keep bringing them in until you feel like it's good. And then too, the idea, like what you did, dividing, putting it in the center, and then working your way either side.
Yeah, right.
Because you could also decide to divide it in half, and then divide each half in half, depending on the size, of your design.
Yeah.
Oh, and I see. Well, let's see. Oh no, this would end up. Okay, so I'm gonna make a. I'm going to make a tangulation already. Just because I not having thought it necessarily through. This is why they have 2 seeds.
Yeah, but I like that.
I was like, oh, I can just use the same seed. No, you can't.
Yes, you can.
I can't because that's what I just did. And
you just have to really think about it. Oh, I like that. Makes me a little dizzy, but I like it.
Right. And this is the fun of Zentangle, right?
Definitely.
They now have to go to the other side. Oh, because it's like, well, even though it's not exactly center, it's at least you know, the box was centered like this way, so I can do this all the way across, and then I can do something else on the other side. Okay, and then, oh golly. And then you know, using some accent tangles if one wanted to, like adding our favorite fancy flux, or anything else. Actually, I think that could end up looking neat. I don't think well, see, I don't think I've ever come up with a tangulation on my own that looked neat. Ah! Oops. Yeah, it's just a matter for what I just did. This is like a happy. It's not even an oops, but it's a happy oops, if we were going to call it one. Just have to remember, where's that point at? I'm going on the inside point. This makes me feel like Celtic knot-ish. Let's see. And this is a fun one, Sandy. No, my box isn't quite a box, but it'll be okay.
You made a diamond trying to do a
box.
box.
I did. As I said, when I tried to, because if I started off with a box, well, let's just see what this ends up looking like. I'm trying to make it trying to do the same thing, but and again, it's going to be one of those, I don't think it matters. So the other thing that could be played with is that initial curve line, because on some of mine, when I was playing with it, I had it like this, just kind of not going out real far, and then it seemed like, especially because I was not paying attention to the box, I was just filling in lines to make it look full but have them separate. It was like, oh, I needed to go out a little bit wider so that way I could accommodate the number of lines that I needed to have come in. That's why I like this a lot. Oh, and then we can have lots of fun. Oh, I wasn't looking at what you were doing. Wow. And you're working on the gray or toned gray or toned
Either
blue.
The gray or the blue. I think this is the darker of the two, which I think is the blue.
Okay.
Looks like a gray to me, but
yeah. So yeah, they say toned blue, but it doesn't look. Yeah, it doesn't look like blue at all.
It looks like a cool gray.
Yeah. And hi Inez. Oh, well, I'm glad that you made it, Inez. Technical challenges that was just.
It was a great adventure. It only took me 20 minutes to get off.
Oh no! Well, I'm glad that you made it on. Oh gosh, and Sandy, I'm with you. That my favorite part of all of this is the end where we get to see what everybody did. And I'm picturing it's like especially because I'm like, wow, as I'm doing this part, I'm like, wow, what should we do? with all of these lovely seeds in here. I think they scream to be, colored in and gemified. And for those that are new, I'll explain what that means. And I hope, and actually, it's like, because I always do try to make sure that I'm speaking in not just Zentangle ease. And so I'm going back to see
There
who
was
was new.
one.
Austin's. And I'm not going back because I wasn't looking at the chat. Thank you, Alyssa, for laughing at my Ussins. And
I'll see if I can find it before you do.
It's a race.
New Cynthia. Cynthia said new from New Hampshire.
Oh, right. Oh, and then
there was another one.
That, yeah.
Hope we don't scare them off.
No, you're exactly. And
Lynn.
Yeah.
Yeah. Zentangler beginner.
Yeah. All right. So Lynn and Cynthia, so if we lost you at any point, let us know in the chat. I was trying not to do that. And hopefully we made this easier, hopefully that's always my aim, is to make things easy. And but this is, and I was just going backwards in my brain. I'm like, well, let's see. I used the term aura, and to aura is really just to outline,
but you do it over and over again if you want.
Right. I'm just thinking, what terms did we use? I think that was pretty much it.
Yeah, I don't think we haven't done. There's no hollabowing in here.
Right. Yeah.
You just have to come back again and find out what that is.
Oh, and then we had, is there somebody else? Let's see, let me just check here. All right. I said Lee had put something in as. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Lee. Yeah, a seed is a Zentangle term, and seed is this figure right here, where it's a curved line going one direction. Thanks, Lee, and a curved line going the other direction, essentially making what looks like a seed. So when you hear us say, "Oh, we'll make a seed here," usually I explain as I go, but my brain is just all so enthralled in this that sometimes I miss. And I said, and other kind of Zentangle ease type of things are, we turn our tile so that way we want our hand to be comfortable. And that's why I was joking, because it's like I turned it all the way around to get where I was to begin with. And so some of what we do is that figuring out, well, do I do the stroke going this way or this way? And I'll sometimes, even on curve lines, I think I realized it even like at the beginning, whenever I do crescent moon, is sometimes I'm comfortable drawing it one way, going from like bottom to top, or down to up, and then in the same tangle I'll just switch, and there's no rhyme or reason, and it doesn't matter. It's just kind of funny.
Well, sometimes too, turning especially on curves or S's, if you turn the tile, your hand remembers how to do the curve. Like sort of like when
you pivot.
Yeah, when you air draw, you air draw a few times to figure out the curve, and then put your pen to paper, and then just keep turning the tile and doing that same motion, you tend to get it more even. Not that that matters too much.
Yeah, it's very, very true. I'm thinking I could like connect these with some more. I could put a little, I don't know. This is a very neat tangle. So some decorating ideas. Like I said, as Sandy had put into, so now I think, which should I do? So some would be, let's see, if I was to, and see, I have an even number in here. So I'm picturing orbs. Well, maybe I'll just do it on the outside. So one way of decorating, and I'm going to use this one because it's nice and wide, so I can do it. Although any of them could work. Is just putting some orbs in, and not going outside like I just did. Don't look at that one. We'll fix that one later. And kind of putting going slow, so that way you can touch all sides. So touching the orb, before it, touching the top and the bottom of those lines. And we call them orbs because a circle is has too much pressure.
Too restrictive.
Too restrictive. And I think I'm going to do this. I'm going to put an orb in each of these boxes. And although this side, well, you know what though? Let's see. I'm just thinking, I could probably course correct a little bit on here. And I use the term course correct, and I'll have to get the actual story down. But I just remember some speaker I was listening to talked about it was either a plane or a boat or a ship, and it's like you have your point A to point B, directional, but while you're flying, I think it was a plane, and while you're flying, you have to course correct along the way, because if you just like set your navigation from point A to point B, something like if you drew a straight line, it doesn't really work that way in real life, something to that effect anyway. And so that, and you have to make course corrections along the way, so that way you stay on track. And that's why I like to use that term, because we don't have any mistakes in Zentangle, and that's why I like to call them course corrections, which filling in, and I'm going to just fill in over the top of this one so you won't even see that little loop. Filling in is a great course correction. So if there's some, when I've looked at my tangle and it's done, and I'm like, well, there's these little places that I don't care for, what can you do? And that's one thing that you can certainly do. At least maybe it's even to minimize something that you maybe don't care for. And let's see. Well, and sometimes, seeing if I wasn't thinking about the decorating beforehand. If I was, I would have made sure that these were a lot wider, so that way I could put orbs in. But I've gotten pretty good at putting orbs into small places. Yeah, Sandy, I like it. Sandy says, "Yeah, you never want to hear the pilot of your plane saying, "Oops, made a mistake." Yeah, and I do like, and I think it was a motivational speaker that had shared the story, and I think it was to be more positive, and to think of, as you're navigating your way through life, just think of tiny course corrections here and there, so that way when you make it, you'll make it to your destination then. But I do know a number of pilots, so I'm going to have to, I can't remember who the speaker was, but I'll have to just kind of ask that question and just say, yeah, if you set it on autopilot, does that mean you wouldn't necessarily get there if it just went straight? I'm thinking because of like, well, in the air and the water, you have currents, and that's what might sway you off course and you don't even realize it. I'm pretty sure that that's what it is.
Well, this is interesting.
Yes.
Well, I put
Ooh.
white dots in my squares using the
Yeah.
whatever Uniball.
Plot twist.
And now I'm going over it with the Fabrico, and it's like dissolving them. And it doesn't matter. I mean, it still makes it interesting. I was just trying to make the boxes show up more, you know, have more emphasis.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to do it anywhere else. Well, maybe I would. Let me see. Well, I don't have my my set of grays up here.
Oh, but it looks neat from here.
Well, good. I can always go over the white. I could do that. Yeah, and I'm outlining this, and I'm not sure that I like this, but that's okay too. I could do this different.
Mm-hmm. And actually, for those that are new, the lines that so those are aura lines. So the lines, if you want to point out right where she's outlining with the Fabrico, those lines are aura-ing. So sometimes a nice finishing touch is to aura your entire design, and it's just going over the contour at whatever distance you want to go over. And yeah, and Cynthia, I like that plot twist. And yeah. And let's see, am I what color mood am I in today? I don't know, but maybe this lighter. Okay, pink, sure. I'm always in a pink mood.
I was just trying to put a little shadow on the box to make it look puffy, but it just wiped out the white dots on the edge. But that's okay. I'm doing them over, and it doesn't. The other thing, it didn't. The shadow, you know, the shading didn't really show up because this is such a dark paper, and that's all right.
Yeah. I just decided I needed to do this just because it was screaming at me. I need to do one thing before. Oh, we're still doing good on time. Diane, you're right. It does look like a spirograph.
I was thinking that earlier when you did the crisscrossy part.
Yeah.
No, I think I know what I'm going to do. Because time's not up. I have to keep going.
Right. Oh, why is that? My white looks gray. And yes, I don't. Let's see, I have a little too much. Oh, this is why you should use sharp pencils. Maybe that'll just wipe right off with the Tortillion. Well, we just won't worry about it. Oh, here's my pink. Actually, I should use a colored pencil instead, but this is what I had handy. So I'm using, for those wondering, I'm using a chalk, like a pastel pencil, and I'm using the back to see if I can just blend this in enough. Oh, look, see, that's the nice thing about chalk pencils, is that you can just blend them right into non-existence. Just because I had a little blurb of it on the outside here, and now it's just shaded. So I'm using that just because, like I said, because it was handy, and then using a number 10 jelly roll, put a little swoosh mark, as I like to call it, on the side, just to that's what I'm calling gemifying. And then I'll go back to decorating. Let's see. I'm also thinking because it was just, let's see. Yeah, I'm feeling like it's a pink day. And I had mentioned what we were calling,
You forgot?
oh, okay. Oh, it says she'll be sent me a message. Oh, only audio. Okay. Okay. Well, good, Julie. At least you can if you can see the links. Yeah, I'm sorry if you couldn't. Yeah, if the visual isn't working, but at least you can hear and you've seen the things and imagine. And then when I get this processed, I don't remember if I don't think I sent out the last one because I'm do that sometimes. But I will of course make sure to send out the links to the replay. Oh, and I don't even know what I'm going to do. So I had mentioned fancy fescue, and I thought, well, I should do some of those. So I'm just going to do some from here. It's just a kind of a curve line, however you want it, and you have it go back on itself like so, and then you can fill them in or not.
And then you can gemify that, or you did. You just left a little white spot.
Well, that's a little, that's left a little white spot, and that's kind of nice. Actually, I was thinking I'll do some in pink and then some in black, because then I was also thinking that this will also, oh no, that would be going the wrong direction. Oh, but so I was thinking, well, I could course correct this little, where this kind of got, where I went a little crazy, and I could do some pink orbs, but I could do pink orbs on this side.
Sure.
And
well, actually, wait, are you drawing with a pink?
No, yeah, I'm using a pink 01 micron.
Oh, because it's not showing up very pink at all.
Oh, well,
to me, it looks black.
Oh, okay. That's the beauty of this camera. Wait, I wonder if I turn on my other light.
But I like the idea of using a color.
Yeah. Let's see if I turn that on. Does that help?
No, not to me. I mean, a lot of times then when you do the last thing, it shows up, but that helps. Yeah. You're filling in with pink, right?
Yeah, filling in with pink also. And actually, I mean, when it's on here, it does look a little dark, and probably as it soaks into the paper.
Oh, you know what else you could do? That's a darker pink than the chalk pencil, right?
Yes.
Right at the tip, the top, just a little, no, that's the one you colored in pink.
Yeah.
Aura on the inside, up at the top with the pink pen. Just a
or
little.
Inside this?
Yes, just right at the top, just the top, just aura.
Oh.
Just a little V, right up
Let's
there.
See.
A little bit further than that.
Well, you said little. But adding some weight.
Yeah, to weight it and then just darken it. Yeah, okay, that's it. Looks good to me.
Right. I'll do that to all of it. But no, it does, because instead of it just being, then
although it probably, you're going to have to be careful because it might clog up, the chalk might clog up your pen nib.
Yeah.
You have to scribble it.
But that is something, neat that we see is when we're doing this, or
it's sort of like when you're doing the Zen bossing.
Ooh.
And you shade, you put a little bit of a dark line here and there.
Yeah.
Well, and even when you do your gems, but you're not doing a whole gem, So it's like, but I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Now you have to do more of your pink orbs.
Yeah. And this, I mean, what's fun about this is like we've created our own, another create your own coloring book. And then the nice thing is that, well, you know, as Diane says, if you don't like it, it's just not done yet. And so then we just, you know, keep using, you know, different techniques and things to, well, what else could this use? Oh, some fancy fescue. Okay, so let's just do, you know.
And actually you could,
we'll do another one here. That's it, yeah. And if you don't have a white jelly roll pen, you can just leave a little spot open, and that adds the shine. But what I was going to do also is, and if I look at how symmetrical that is.
mm-hmm.
This is what not thinking about it.
Well, I was thinking you could have another one come up and curve in the other direction and almost make a heart.
Oh,
yeah. If you would have spread that one out a little bit, but that's
I was
okay.
just going to like cross them.
Yeah.
Like that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, sometimes just not thinking and doing. It's not easy to do because sometimes we think too much. Well, sometimes. Well, and the other nice thing is that there's no mistakes in Zentangle, and sometimes, what do we say? Imperfection is perfection, kind of in and of itself. So, you know, they're not worrying about doing something exactly right, or but we have a vision in our head sometimes, and then, you know, when something happens that doesn't match up with that, that's what's, you know.
Right. You can't let that stop you. You just have to keep going. Right.
And then, or just like, and take sometimes taking a break from it and then going to do something else and then come back, and then something might just, it'll talk to you. So I want to see what everybody's done, and we're just coming up on the hour. So drum roll. If you want to open up your webcam, and I will take a screenshot. That was one thing I didn't say. We'll take a screenshot. You'll say, and I will give proper notice so that way everybody gets theirs on. But I say, if you flip on your webcam, oh my goodness, look at Margaret's. Look at all of them so far.
Where is she? Where's Margaret? Where's Margaret?
It keeps flipping.
Oh yeah. Oh my goodness.
These are amazing. Oh my God.
Look at Sandy. Of course, hers is going to be spectacular.
She's had practice.
I think she knew what she was doing.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I love Cindy's I love the little checkerboards, the touch of red. So cute.
Nice. They're all amazing. And yeah, I like the checkerboard idea. That is cool.
Yeah, I don't like Knightsbridge because it's too big to make a checkerboard to me, but this would be okay.
Okay, so that's everybody. I'll say get them lined up there and as steady as you can, and they can always email me, and then I can put it on. Okay, so I'm gonna take the screenshot. Oh, hold it up, Judy. 1 second. Not yet. Okay, and going. All right. I think I got it. Let me paste it to make sure I did. All right, and I'm gonna share my screen, and that way everybody can see what everybody did. And let me do that. Where's my? Oh, there it is. What a fun! Yeah, exactly. What a fun tangle, Sandy. You are amazing. Oh, and I like Judy's. Yeah, it kind of went around. I was thinking you don't have to do it in a straight line. That is awesome.
Yeah, well, wait, where is it? Why can't I see it? Oh, yeah, okay. I was thinking it'd be interesting. There's always tonight. To do a Zendala and place the squares around the edge first.
Okay.
You know, not just see where they go, but to place maybe 4 squares and then have them line up. I don't know. We shall see.
Yeah.
So all of you join us this evening.
Right. Oh,
No
I don't
matter
know why
what, no matter what time of day it is or night, come back tonight and see what we can all do.
Yeah. Very fun. This was great. You know, and what's extra fun is the level of customization that we can have fun with. Oh, and I like Elizabeth had put the orbs down, you know, in those seeds. It continues.
That's
nice.
And it changes the whole look of it.
Yeah.
I like Monica's flux on the ends and in the little crevices. I like that too.
And I like that the yellow, because I have been seeing it. I can't remember where I saw it, like the neon yellow with the darker colors. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna have to do that. And so Alyssa, post it to the group, and then I will make sure to add it. Anyone else, if you're not on our Facebook group, and let's see, and I say I can do a quick save on this if anybody. Well, that ends up complicating things. But yes, if you want to just email it to me, I'll stop the screen share, and you can email it to me, Heather at tangleaddicts.com. I'll put it in the chat.